Hi folks, China Guitar Skeptic back again, the third in this series of doing up Greeny Moore, and the one I guess is probably going to be of most interest, the Peter Green mod on the neck pickup. Hi folks, yep, as promised, third in the series, we're going to turn around and do the Peter Green mod on this pickup. A lot of people think it's as simple as turning the slugs and the adjustable pole pieces round, turning the pickup round. Not quite that simple. First things first, there's two processes. One is to turn it round from the traditional so that both of the adjustable pole pieces are at the bridge side of the pickup, and the other is to do the modification required on the magnet, which I will show you. So first things first, we'll take the pickup out. Okay, the first thing we have to do is remove the back plate. I've taken 3 of the 4 screws out already just to save a little bit of time, and there's the 4th, and I like to keep my screws all together by putting them in a bit of masking tape. Saves losing them and wondering where they are at a later stage. Then we take this cover off. First time that's been off. And look at the control cavity. Actually, it's not bad. These are getting better and better. The wiring's okay in this. None of those little snap together plugs. The bridge earth wire is not particularly fantastic, but then there again, what do we expect? Now the next phase is to take out the pickup and desolder it. So once again, I've already started by removing 3 of the pickup surround screws, and now I'll take the 4th and final one out and pop that into my save it bit of tape. So there we go. Wow, one of the first things I notice is that the cap on this is about 10 mil deep. I don't know if you can see that or if this video does it justice, but that maple cap does go all the way down. So, okay, next job is to desolder this pickup from the other side. Okay, so here we are. Just to show you, this is what can happen to soldering irons that you brush too much with a brush to get the solder off. Anyway, I've moved these cables out of the way. I'm just going to remove the live side of the neck pickup, and then just a little bit in there to remove the earth, and then away we go with the pickup removal. So now we're ready to proceed with taking the pickup out, because the wire is now loose, and we'll just pull completely free, and there is that pickup completely out of the guitar. Okay, the next phase of the operation is to take the pickup off of the pickup surround and to desolder these joints, the solder joints on the pickup cover, which we'll do right now. So give you the benefit of a jump in time while I take these out, and we'll come back and see the finished job in just a moment. You're just going to take a little spot of this solder off. We don't want to get this too hot, but you do just want the solder to melt and loosen off just enough to get the casing open. It's difficult, and this is the difficult part, where you can damage the pickup if you get this too hot, and oftentimes it's easier just to break the solder joint. I like to just alternate and scratch away at this solder joint until I've got it just hot enough to come apart. The other option is to use a Dremel and just cut this open, but that can be equally as destructive if you accidentally go in and cut any of the cables that are attached to the pickup, the wires, the windings. So I always find it better just to ease this apart. There we go, that was one side, and I'll hold that open and away from its joint. Incidentally, this will melt any wax from a wax potted pickup. Just one of those things, folks. There we go, that's the second side cracked off. Once again, just going to clean off that solder with the, there we go. And the next phase is just to get this pickup out of the surround. And there we go, that's all the evidence I need of some wax in there. Put our bits and bobs from the pickup surround in there so they don't get lost, and remove them to one side. And the next job, it's definitely full of wax, nicely full of wax, is just to loosen off these pole pieces a little bit. We've also got to remove the protective tape, like so, that just surrounds the pickup. Okay, and you see it's a zebra stripe on these. Now what we're trying to get to here, folks, is the bar magnet that's just inside. There we are. And to do that, we need to just gently loosen off each of the pickups so that it loosens that bar. There. So that's the next job. I'll loosen these off. Just a few turns. Doesn't need to come off completely. I've seen lots of videos with them coming off completely. And on the slug side as well. It really shouldn't need to come off completely. Just enough to loosen that casing, if you see there. And then what we're going to do is we're going to push the bar magnet from the other side. Once we've loosened it off enough. There we go. We've got to be very careful with pickups because the winding connections are very sensitive because it's only very, very thin copper wire. So we may just need to loosen off these pole pieces a little bit. I can't be fiddling about with going to get another screwdriver, so they're only just in very loosely. And I just want to release this bar magnet very carefully, not rushing, because these bits here, that's where the windings from the pickups connect in to the output wires. So just very carefully loosening that off so there's not to break that connection. And there is the bar magnet, which we literally release. We push it through, and this is the important piece. It comes out, stays flat the way up it was, turns through 180 degrees, and then goes back straight back in to the pickup where it was. And then we just tighten down the pole pieces. Put the casing back on so that we've got the look that we want from this pickup, and then we're just going to gently solder the case back on. Quick spot of solder on both sides. No need to go mad in case we want to get it off again to swap it back. And there we have the Greeny Moore modification ready to go back in the guitar. Just another point worth mentioning is the fact that these pup surrounds are handed, so they have to go on the right way round. But of course, putting it in with the pole pieces the other way. And there it is, with the pickup nicely back in its mount. And as I was trying to explain badly, if you look at the pole pieces, you want the high side of the pickup ring to be towards the tailpiece of the body, towards the bridge, whereas before the whole pickup was round the other way and the adjustable pole pieces were this side nearest the neck. Now they're going to be furthest away, so we'll put that back in the guitar that way and wire it up again. So here we are back to the guitar again, and the pup's going to go in that way. We just want to thread. It's easier if you turn these back on themselves just while you're threading it through. They tend not to catch on any of the bodywork, and that goes through to the pickup cavity eventually. It's rather hard without taking the bridge pickup off, but it is doable, as you are about to see. There we come through that, just about, with a little bit of a wing and a prayer. Come on, here we go. And there's that wire back through. So we'll then turn the guitar back over, and this is the way that the pickup goes in. And again, just for speed, I'm going to just put the one pup surround screw back in for now, just to hold it in place while I'm soldering the pickup back onto the pot, which we will do straight away with an adjustment of the camera. Okay, so first things first, I always find it easier to solder on the live wire first, because it's a much closer contact and should go on fairly easily. So we got the contact on there. Oh no, we haven't. Now we have. And just to hold that on there, I just want to introduce just a little bit more new solder, which I will do. It's difficult not to get in the way of the camera, sorry. There we go. That's the live on, and then the same again with the earth. We'll just let that solder heat up gently and then keep it nice and still, and there we are. That's the pickup soldered back on. One other little addition I'm going to make while I've got this open is I'm just going to swap out this cover for a silver one, because that was the same style as the Peter Green and Gary Moore. So that is the Greeny Moore mod. And so there it is, with all the pickup surround screwed back in and the back plate back on. You'll notice that the pole positions are in the right position now. All that remains is to do the fourth in the series of repairs to Greeny Moore, and that's the replacement of the nut with the tusk nut, which is coming up very shortly in the next video. So hope to see you then. Do subscribe. Hope you've enjoyed this. Oh, forgot to say, yes, got the metallic jack plug on as well, although I need to bend that. to get it right. But that's swapped out as well while I had it open, the control cavity, so it was easy to do. So yes, thanks for watching, enjoy, and lots of great rocking.